25th, looking at the solar system scope, Wayne, because why?
Well, we've got some neighbors, visitors.
We do. And everybody wants to talk about P67P, and I know why, because a lot of people theorize that this is the dark star coming towards us out of the outer solar system into the inner solar system. But again, Wayne, I'm wondering why nobody's talking about Enki. Like, nobody is talking about Enki at all, ever.
Yeah, I don't know either. And we can't see it from Earth.
I'm pretty sure that we're going to start seeing it. I definitely saw last night Mars and Venus together. I couldn't make out if there was a dot above Mars, but I mean, if it should be starting to get visible actually now. Wayne.
It should start being, should be emerging from Venus's shadow.
Right. It will come out from behind Venus. That's what it should do, like this way. It's going to be brilliant. I mean, we should be able to see it. I hope, you know.
I think listen, if it's the way it's coming in, that tail is growing. I think that people, and then look at Lovejoy right now. Lovejoy's leaning.
Right.
So
that's kind of far out. Yeah.
Yeah. And who's else coming in?
Yeah, 67P. Everybody wants us to talk about 67P, but let's see what happens. Let's just go ahead like a week and see what happens to it. Yeah. All right. I gotcha. Let's do it this way. Not that way. Silly. This way. All right. So let's go forward in time. So 67P seems to stay in the outer solar system. I'm not sure I see that as a big threat, really. Do you?
No, it certainly won't stop right there. So it goes right by Jupiter, right?
Right.
Okay. And then is it heading on out after that, or is it coming in?
I think it, let's see what happens. It goes around and out. Yeah.
It's coming in.
It's coming in for a circle, and it's going to take up till 2024 for it to make its full orbit around the solar system. So 67P is going to be with us for a couple of years, apparently, Wayne.
It looks like it's going to be out there a while, doesn't it?
It does. And let's go back in time.
So advance that back where we had that. What was linear? What was that, Steve? Where were you at when we advanced that to where we were looking at 67?
Right here?
Yeah, you had it already. Advance it where we were just before you went back. No, the other way. Thank you, sir. I want to see. All right, right there. Well, back up, back up, back up. Look at what's happening here. Have you known what 209P linear is?
No. Never heard.
It looks like we'll be getting a real good view of that. When is this? This is December 2023. Well, of course.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, here, so I can actually click on them and get their orbits. But yeah, this is what's happening. But what I'm shocked in, and I'll just stick to my guns on this one, that I don't know why nobody's talking about Enki.
I don't know either. But I find it really odd that it's going to be right next to Venus. Venus is so bright as it is. It will be very curious when it emerges out from the shadows again.
Yep, but there is Enki doing its thing, man. Almost hit Mercury.
Look at that.
Let's pause for a second. All right, it's January 25th. This is the Steiger-Olson report. And Wayne, you know what? I don't know if we are going to put this segment up or not, but I know you reported on it. Someone's Bones website, again, coming up with some controversial material. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did a video on this, and the reason why I posted it is that, number one, I don't know if this is a satire. I don't know if this is a quote-unquote fake news. I don't even know what fake news is. I mean, to me, CNN is fake news. But nevertheless, this story, if there's even a modicum of truth to it, it's disturbing.
Very
because
disturbing.
It's beginning to set into motion a prejudiced to anyone who happens to have a belief around, whether you want to call it Nibiru X, what do you want to call it, the Dark Star, it doesn't matter, Steve. But go to the very end of this article. After they basically have eviscerated us and are telling us that we're basically psychotics if you absolutely, happen to, number one, align yourself with the theories. So at the end of this, then the article says, well, what the good doctor doesn't realize is that there's evidence out there. There's a Hubble. Now, people said that Hubble doesn't take pictures of the inner solar system. I believe this is the one that's on the back of the 747. Don't they have one that actually takes, it's not what I think is Hubble out in space.
LASIK. Something like LASIK or something like that. But
something
yeah,
like
they
that.
actually have one that sits on top of the 747 right now. But look, the point of the article, the ending conclusion, and this is someone's Bones classic. This actually is disturbing to me because she talks about, and by the way, I did some research on Dr. Patricia Wallace, and she is a forensic psychologist. That's her main thing. I don't know why she's treating Nibiru patients with forensic psychology.
Yeah, with psychosis.
I don't know, but it looks like she actually she had to stop seeing them because she was actually getting convinced as well. Well, again, let me show you guys something. This is why people like us think the way we do. It's not because we have psychosis. It's because we actually gather evidence and look at it. This is from Dill Martin. I just want to show the big, can you see that, Wayne?
Oh, great shot, Dill.
Right? Dill
Heads
Martin.
up, buddy. Oh, freaking fantastic.
Unbelievable, right? So I don't know.
Absolutely, Dill.
Man,
high five. Look at that. Holy crap. Hey,
am I fantasizing right now?
Steve, put that full screen. Enlarge that full screen, please. Holy crap.
Yeah, right?
Okay, physicists, if you're watching on this, and this is for the whole community, we can determine from this, Steve, mass, speed. If we know where this is taken at, we could almost get the trajectory of this path on this. Look at that, folks. Don't tell me that there's not something up there.
I'm just saying we catch this kind of evidence, and and then you've got Harvard psychiatrists defining it in 3 stages, and it almost sounds, and the reason why I get nervous about it is because if you want to know the truth, I'm a stage 3.
What did someone wrote me and said, no, I'm a stage 4, and I'm sorry, I forget what but it cracked me up. I mean, listen, this has all the fingerprints of a psyops piece.
Yeah, let's call it what it is. This is all designed to make you feel inadequate or to make you feel bad about yourself, that you have a psychosis if you question anything other than the official narrative. And why would it be such a psychosis to believe that there's a solar system that might be interacting with ours? I don't get why that's a psychosis.
Well, and then the real mind screw that they put you on is the last paragraph, because now, again, after they completely eviscerated you and the whole people who even believe this, now they're saying, oh, but wait a minute, she fails to account for scientific evidence that proves Nibiru's reality. I haven't seen that evidence yet. I see what we would call anecdotal evidence. That's what we do. That's what we get people to submit pictures to. The stuff that we just saw with Deal. How do you say that? Are you saying that that's a lens flare? Is that what you're going to say? But the point is, Steve, they come back and now they put the mind, I would use the classic F word there, because that's what it is. It's a mind, you know what.
Right, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring it out, because I did have a psychosis, like this story of the cats story here where he spent 4,500. So when I first was convinced that we were interacting with another solar system, and when I was in full panic mode, I bought a bunch of dog food. I did the same thing. And then I settled down, and then I started to realize that this is just a normal cosmic event, that the Earth is actually in a universe that's changed, that changes as a dynamic. and the path of awareness increased for me to the point where I started to realize that life was more than just the materialistic endeavors that we go through. So I've been going through a certain changing pattern of thinking with Nibiru too, but I would consider it an enlightenment, I don't have any fear of it. I only want to look at the scientific evidence of what's going on. I don't really have a lot of time for hearsay and conjecture anymore, as people know. So it's like, now you're going to tell me that I have a psychosis? Okay. I'm down.
Well, and now you think about this, you know, what this tells me, I'll tell you what really why I posted this, because I think we are in a community. I think that we are part of a much larger community, and I didn't like what the mind game was. So let's put the story out front and center. Let's go ahead.
Is Nibiru addiction a true disease? Are we in some kind of a major mass delusion right now, Wayne? Is that what's happening?
Listen, if you had people, Steve, one person who started to do a crazy act, right? Yep. And they found out that when they started looking at this person's social media profile, that they were a Nibiru believer, right? I can assure you the authorities would put an all points bulletin that people, and they would start censoring this type of news. I mean, this is where I think this is leading to. I don't like it, but, you know, and I find the story comical. I don't find that the story has any basis of reality. I mean, my God, I could put a list of 100 other type of activities that people do every day and put this in the same category. Listen, I know some people who say they speak in different tongues. Now, I can tell you that clinical psychiatry calls that a psychosis.